Previously on Horrible Film Recaps.
Why are you suing your parents?
Because I don't want to give up my skin.
So I hear you're not a SpongeBob fan.
Now this is pod racing.
And now on to our feature presentation. The title of this movie is Stand By Me, or as my older brother used to call it, Stand On Me. Yes, he was a jerk. While on safari in the Serengeti, this man reads the news today. Oh boy, he uses telepathy to read the minds of these two young bicyclists. They are thinking about buying adult periodicals, as young men are wont to do. A very young Wesley Crusher boards the Starship Enterprise for the very first time. Underneath the mummy's tomb, young Rico Connell digs for ancient Egyptian treasures. He does his best Three Stooges impression to appease the sun god Ra. These two ruffians are discussing the pros and cons of shirts without sleeves on them. This film has been modified from its original version. It has been formatted to fit your screen, having found out the treasure was cursed. O'Connell is now trapped forever in the mummy's tomb. Crusher is upset that his parents aren't talking anymore. It might have something to do with Dad spending more time with his new hoe. He goes into his room and is disheartened by the fact that his parents put up pictures of some other, more successful teenager. He is also tormented by visions of Lane Myers, forcing him to wear a Yankees cap. Groplazorn is disappointed that his son walked into his only fan's studio. Crusher decides to wander the earth, fighting people and helping crime. He immediately gets kidnapped by a young punk. They get accosted by a duo of day-walking vampires who feed on hats stolen right off your head. Crusher fights to get it back because it's the source of his magic. The vampire says the power was inside him the whole time. With newfound strength, Crusher and his hobbit friends decide to make the long journey to Mordor. After walking for hours, they rest and enjoy some second breakfast. While resting, they anger Percy the Balrog of Oregon. Gandalf the nerdy tells his friends to go, but he will stay and shall not let Percy pass. He tries to use his magic, but forgets that his wizard staff is in the shop. Percy sees Gandalf and Henry Jones Jr. hug and decides to spare their lives. These park rangers are protecting the town from an invasion of man-eating mailboxes. Our heroes finally reach the Black Gate, but are stopped by the power of signage. Angry that they are throwing rocks at his tin can, Benji yells at the unruly teens. Learning that his bark is worse than his bite, Benji crumbles to the ground and dies. Gandalf is terrified because it's too dark to see anything. The hobbits assure him that it would be much brighter if he takes his hands away from his face. This kid shows his devotion to terrible Sylvester Stallone movies. Nobody seems to mind that Jack Bauer is polishing his parts in public. The hobbits sleep safely knowing that Treebeard will protect them. Arriving at the bridge, they pause briefly before finally deciding they can just simply walk into Mordor. This angers Percy the Balrog, who comes back for revenge. Due to YouTube's odd stance on showing clips of miners in danger, Percy allows them time to safely cross the bridge as he passes by, with no hard feelings. Crusher tries to make friends with the local wildlife, but the deer is like, "Nah, I'm good." Spotting a shortcut to Fangorn Forest, they rush through the tall grass as to avoid getting eaten by velociraptors. Having heard rumours of hobbits camping without the proper permits, Jack and the other park ranger hooligans decide to investigate the matter. As a park ranger, he swore to defend the forests against all enemies, foreign and domestic. As they wander aimlessly, the hobbits are surprised to find their friend Boromir sleeping in the bushes. Jack Bauer and the rangers inform the group that Boromir didn't apply for his bush sleeping permit. Crusher says if Jack doesn't leave them alone, he will get angry and use his magic. Afraid of magic they don't understand, Jack and his fellow rangers leave the area at a leisurely pace. After getting back to the Shire, Crusher deactivates his holographic companion and ends the simulation. This concludes the movie recap. As a fan of movies where people do stuff, I have to say, this was one of those movies. Good day to you all.